Hey, what's up, guys? This video kind of goes into what I made last night, my other video. Those M30s, the blue M30 pills that are pressed with fentanyl and whatever else is in them, can be kind of tricky to taper down off of and wean down off of. So, here's my advice on how to wean off of those the right way. Since you can't really measure the dose, you don't know how much is in each, you don't know what you're taking. You don't even know if there's other drugs in there. So this is because there might be other drugs in there, and there might be fentanyl in a light amounts, sometimes strong amounts. It's very hard. Um, Here's what you do. Like I mentioned, wait till you're sick. Break the pill in four. This is for those pills, not just for fentanyl. And take a little bit. If you feel better after that one hit, stop and let as many hours go until you get sick again. Within those hours, you're letting out, you know, more fent in between. And then you're only inducting 1/5 of a dose back into your body rather than getting blitzed and overloading your system, you know what I mean, until you fall asleep. So this will prevent withdrawals, this will prevent the mental crash, you'll also be tapering down. So yeah, you just break it in fours, you know what I mean, take enough just to feel better. If you don't feel better after the first quarter, break another quarter in half and just take a little bit. Don't go crazy and take a whole another quarter. You're going to save money doing this, time, and your sanity. You might not even have insomnia that much. You might not have, many symptoms. But it's the safest way to do it. When I used those pills, that's how I used it in general. I never went crazy and took a whole pill at once or even a half. I would always break it in fours or less sometimes. So it's a safer way to do it since you don't know how much you're taking, and a lot of people go ham. They think that they're just going to take the whole damn thing and then end up on the ground dead or almost there or too high or legally overdosed and not died. But legally overdosing means like, you're nodding off and you're incoherent. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to die right there, but it's a legal overdose. You're taking too much and you're falling asleep. So technically you overdosed. So yeah, you could say some people have overdosed more times than they've thought. But yeah, so if you do that, you gain, number one, you gain self-control, a little bit more self-control. Number two, you're going to lessen the sickness. Hopefully, if you can go longer doing that, eventually you're going to be breaking it down to, like, what you're going to notice is less is going to make you feel better. When you start feeling less of it makes you feel better. You know what I mean? You're doing it right. It's always safer to taper down. If you're doing 5 pills a day or 3 pills a day or more, and you just crash, cut, boom, you're gonna hit insomnia. You're gonna hit the mental crash. All that stuff's gonna happen. So it's safer with these kind of pills since you don't really know what you're getting, what you're taking. Shoot, if you take a whole pill and you don't feel anything, you had no fent in there. You know what I mean? So you don't know. So it's safer to just break those up into pieces and just take enough just to feel better and count the hours. So let's say you get sick like me. I was sick in 6 to 8 hours, full blown. Like, I remember sometimes I go to bed at 11 and wake up at 1 a.m. sweating, freezing cold. So I wasn't using enough to keep myself out of withdrawal. Withdrawal was always at bay waiting for me. But yeah, you're going to notice like it'll go from 8 hours, and it'll be 12 hours, and it'll be 16 hours, and it'll be 20 hours, and it'll be 24 hours. Once you hit 24 hours, by the time you're counting 24 hours until you get sick, that means that you're pretty much good to jump off. You can even go a little bit longer just to, make sure, you know what I mean? But, yeah, it's a great method, you'll gain self-control, like I said. And it'll help with your addiction too, with your willingness to, I want more. Like, it'll help with that. You gotta simmer down, taper down. Yes, some people cold turkey it, jump off whatever they were doing. I salute them. They're soldiers. It's hard as shit to do. I've done it before. But for some people that are really feeling like they're, they have no other options and can't afford rehab and stuff, but can afford your drugs, do it that way, Pick up 3 or 4 of them. Make them last you 2 weeks, you know what I mean? And then you won't be sick. You'll be able to go to work and do your thing, but you'll also be weaning down. You might not feel the greatest. Maybe your hands might be sweaty. Who knows? Something small as you're tapering down. You know what I mean? But being that these aren't really controlled doses and substances, we don't know what we're taking in. You could be taking in meth. You could be taking in PCP. Who the fuck knows? I've seen people test positive for all types of different drugs in these pills. So even buprenorphine. That's what makes you come back and crave it more with the buprenorphine pressed into the pills. I used to go into precipitated withdrawal bouts after taking a line of it. I'd be freezing, shivering. Then the next line I'd feel better because I must have hit it with buprenorphine, and then the next hit had fentanyl in it. It's complicated. So this is a safer way to do it. It's just my advice. For people that really feel like they have no way out, try it. You know what I mean? It's definitely not gonna kill you. But it's a safer way to do it. Taper down and get kratom or something, maybe even buprenorphine, and just ride the rest of the ride out. You know what I mean? It'll be easier. You guys can do it. Come on. Look at me. You guys can do it. Just don't be afraid and don't be nervous. You might have a little anxiety, but you're not going to be full-blown shivering, shaking, shitting. The 3 S's. You're not going to have that. You know what I mean? And there's been people that have told me they've done it too before, you know what I mean, out of curiosity, and it's helped them too. So my advice to you good people, addicts are not bad people. I love you guys. I understand you guys, so no judging here. Comment anything you want below. You guys know I'll respond quickly as I can. But yeah, peace out, have a good day, and you guys are warriors.